Um, good win. I thought we did some good stuff. I was proud that we held them to, 34.5% from the field, 16.7% from three-point range, and we had a plus 19 rebound advantage, those are three good areas that we did well there. I thought we moved the ball well in some cases, and we got some good open threes. We're at our best when we can get a paint touch and get it and get into the paint and then kick out and be able to make those open threes. 16 turnovers. We just got to be better than that. A couple of them were a lane violation. Another turnover here or there. We got to be it's better than 20, but 16 is still too many. So there are some good things we saw, but still got to get better in some different areas. But as I've said, this is a brand new team. I've been saying it since the summer and all preseason that we're starting from ground zero. This is, it's going to take time. There's going to be some highs and there's going to be some lows. It's not going to be a finished product overnight. We've had a lot of guys who haven't played in over a year or 2 years, and it's just going to take some time. But the key thing is we continue to get better and see improvement.
Josh, can you talk specifics about the three-point guards and how they played tonight, what you saw?
I thought Markel did a nice job. Thought he played well. I thought Pookie did some good things. He's got to be better defensively. He's got to make some plays at the end there where, fast break plays. He's got to be able to make a play defensively. But that's just him learning. In high school and AAU ball, that's just, hey, let the guy go. And that's not going to happen here. And he's just got to learn on that. That's just going to take time. Kedron, I thought in the first half he wasn't good, and I pulled him right out. Second half, he was a little bit better. And it's just going to take some time to get the rust off on him. I mean, he told me he hadn't done anything for over a year. And he hadn't worked out over a year, so it's just going to take time for him to build the rust off. So, he's going to get there. It's just a matter of time.
Can you talk about your decision to bring Shaq off the bench and the way he handled it?
Yeah, having Shaq off the bench, it wasn't a demotion or a consequence or a discipline or anything like that. It was simply felt that it was something I needed to tweak to help our team and to help him be better. He starts versus Wichita State, or if you look at his last 6 and 7 games dating back to last year, he was starting, getting in foul trouble, but we had to pull him out, and then he sits the bench. He ends up sitting the bench, and he gets in the second half and gives us nothing. And so I needed to help him, and I needed to help our team, and the best thing I think is him coming off the bench, and he accepted that. And he gave us good energy, played well, and he's a good young man. He accepted it to do whatever he's wanted to do what's best for the team. He's a team guy. And there's, you look at plenty of examples around the country, guys who've come off the bench and have been great players coming off the bench. So he's a starter. It's just he just won't have his name called. That's all. I don't know if that'll be a whole year thing, but as of right now, he's gonna, no need to move him back in. I thought he played well coming off the bench.
Coach, 4 assists against Wichita State, and you get the first 8 field goals right out of the gate tonight. You touched on it for a second there, but it seemed like the ball was really moving a lot better. How does that affect your offense?
Yeah, Grant, we 4 assists is not good on 24 made field goals versus Wichita State. Much better today, 15 on 24. And that's been a staple of my teams here for going into my 6th year, has been made field goals assisted. That's very important to me. And so that was new rarefied air, what we experienced against Wichita State. So we made some improvements in that. Obviously, we got to be better, moving forward. We're going to get tested this weekend in Vegas, Thursday versus Baylor. We'll see the improvement as we move forward against a tough team like Baylor. But I just keep saying and knowing that it's going to take some time with this team. We're young. We are new. I've been saying that for a long time, and it's just going to take us some time. We'll get there. Just, there's going to be some highs and lows through this group, and hopefully there's more highs and lows.
Coach, what does this team need to do to continue to limit the turnovers and just continue, obviously limiting those?
Yeah, it was like that one-handed handoff that Nick King did to Kedron. It needs to be 2 hands into his chest on the dribble handoff, which we work on, and that was a breakdown there. We had a couple lane violations. There was time where the ball was on the floor and we tried to dribble it instead of picking it up or jumping on it. You can't like that one where Calvin came down, he stole it, he's got a jump stop. There was one time the ball's on the floor, you can't try to dribble a loose ball, you got to jump on the loose ball, body first. We were multiple times catching the ball and putting it above our heads, which you're telling the entire gym that you're going to pass the ball. You're not in a triple threat position. You're passing it, so you got to get down in triple threat to keep the defense honest. So we got some turnovers that way. So those are some things we just got to continue to clean up. Hopefully, it's a sign that we go from, whatever 20, 21 turnovers we had versus Wichita State, 21 versus Christian Brothers, 20, 21 here, and then 16, and hopefully we can keep lowering that number. We need it lower on Thursday night. There's no question about that.
You had 10 guys in double-figure minutes again. Will the rotation shorten in Vegas?
Well, my rotation's going to be who I feel is what's necessary to win the game. I mean, the game allowed me to play 10 guys, but that's not always going to be the case. Anyone that knows me, I'm more of a 7-8 man guy. I mean, I'll stretch it to 9 or 10 if I feel that certain groups aren't playing well. I'm strictly a feel guy. I'm going to go on feel. If a group's playing well, I'm going to leave that group in and then go from there. We did all the conditioning that we had done in the preseason and in the summer. I had done that so guys can play through it. So, this game allowed me to play 10, but some games it might just be 7 or 8.
Do you have, in your own ideal world, a timetable when the point guard rotation at least comes down to 2?
Yeah, I think there's got to be some separation, but I think I think Markel did a nice job today, and I think through time, I thought Pookie's was better today. I think Kedron was better in the second half. We'll just see through time on how that shakes itself out.
Josh, you just talked about possibly limiting the rotation. You like to play less guys. Well, there's another kid waiting in the wings in Iverson. What is his status, and how does he factor in if he's ready to go in Las Vegas?
Well, and Greg, let me again, this game allowed me to play 10, and not every game is going to allow me to do that, to play 10 with that many minutes. There might be some games where I can play 9 or 10, but 9 or 10 are playing single-digit minutes, or 8, 9, and 10 are playing single-digit minutes. So this just happened to be a game where I can play everyone like that. Karan Iverson is doubtful for this week in Vegas. He's still got a concussion. He did not play versus Christian Brothers, which was a coach's decision, had nothing to do with with his concussion. The concussion occurred after the fact, which held him out versus Wichita State. He has not been cleared. To be cleared, you have to be 24 hours symptom-free. Once you're 24 hours symptom-free of no headache, then you have to be able to do a cardiovascular workout without a headache. That's the next day after 24 hours symptom-free. Then the next day after that, after the cardiovascular workout, you have to be able to do 5-on-0 non-contact without a headache. And then after that, if you don't have any headaches after that, then you can have to go into full contact and have that day of no headaches. And if you have no headaches, then you're cleared to play. That is a university policy.
I have a headache listening to that.
Yeah. But it usually takes about 7 to 10 days for someone to be clearly, and if they have any sense of bothered by light or anything, automatically that counts as not symptom-free, anything. So, I think it's better to be safe than sorry, with the head.
Can you address for us the reports of Dominic McGee transferring?
Yep, Dominic McGee will transfer at mid-year. Dominic McGee's a wonderful young man. It was nothing bad or anything like that. Just, fit-wise might not be the right fit, and for both parties. But he's a wonderful young man. He does have a son down in New Orleans. I know he was homesick a few times, and he's got a son down there. But he's a great kid, great young man, and we wish him nothing but the very best. I would expect him to travel to Vegas with us and be with us the entire time, because make sure he keeps in shape and make sure that he keeps doing his job academically, because I want to do what's right for him as a young man. So he'll transfer at mid-year.
Coach, a lot of your players defended you on the technical tonight, said you shouldn't have gotten it. Your thoughts? I'm not trying to get you to call the
No. Well, I thought Doug Sermons, Tim Gaddis, and Mike Stewart did a great job tonight. Those guys are high-level officials, and I deserve the tech because I did, make a gesture by stomping. I did tell those guys, I told Doug, and those guys are high-level guys. I mean, they're great officials, and I deserve the technical foul. But I did say I didn't curse. He says, but you stomped hard and you made a little bit of a scene. So I understand that, and as much as I wasn't intentionally trying to get a technical foul. I don't want to get technical fouls. It's not my objective. I probably deserved it for the stomping on that, but there was no vulgar language or cursing. That's my fourth technical foul. I got one in. I got one versus Tennessee State. I was outside the coaching box. I got one versus East Carolina at East Carolina because I said something to the referee, which I deserved to get a technical foul. I got one at Southern Miss when I questioned a travel call. I thought he should have traveled, and I got it technical, and then I got this one as well too. Yeah, I stomped a lot. Maybe he felt he stomped outside the box or whatever, but I'm a big stomper. So, but I probably deserved it, and those guys are high-level officials, and Tim Gaddis is a good guy. Doug's a good guy. Mike's a good guy. But I did try to plead my case. I didn't curse. I don't curse. I don't use any vulgar language. I'm very respectful to the officials, but I accept the responsibility of getting the tee. I deserved it.
Some of the guys said that they thought a couple of wins out of Vegas would somewhat restore order here in Memphis. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, look. I've been saying I've been saying since the summer, Grant. I've been telling everyone we're starting from ground zero. The radio shows I've been on, talking to the media, print media, TV cameras. I said, really looking at it, we're really a year away from where we're trying to get to, based on the recruiting class and having the whole team back, and knowing that we were so behind because of guys haven't not played in games for over 2 years. I mean, think of Pookie Powell. The guy was here last year, but he didn't practice. Think about all he did was at the rec center to shoot. I couldn't practice him. He was not allowed to watch film with me. He was not allowed to work out with us. He wasn't allowed to be to watch any of our practices. He wasn't allowed. He would go to the rec center to shoot. Now, how are you going to get better in a year doing that? You're not. But I got him in school. And he needed, he had to get in school, but I have to follow the rules, and the rules wouldn't allow him to practice or do individuals. So, he really, last year was strictly, he did nothing other than be at the rec center. Keedron Johnson did nothing all last year. He'll admit it. I mean, he sat on the couch. Markell Crawford hadn't played. I saw his last game was in July in Milwaukee in 2013. I mean, he didn't, that was it. And so it's just going to take some time with those guys. I mean, you're Trayshawn Burrell, junior college kid. You got Chris Hawkins, junior college kid who didn't play last year. Well, he played 6 games last year, Chris Hawkins, due to injury. 6 games. And then his freshman year in junior college, he was out due to an injury. Didn't even play. So in 3 years in junior college, he only played 1 year. He played a total of like 25 games in 3 years of junior college. So I've been telling everyone that's just going to take some time. And it's going to take time, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that this team we're young, we're new, and we lost a lot last year. But I believe in this squad. I think this squad can be really good. It's just, there's going to be some highs and lows, but you just got to stick with us, and we're going to get there.
So a couple wins.
Forget a couple. Let's get as many as we can get. Let's go. Forget just 2 this week. Let's try to get as many as we can get. But our focus right now is just we got to get better tomorrow, get better Wednesday, and then really see where we're at on Thursday against a very good Baylor team, well-coached Baylor team. Okay, thanks everybody.